This kid's fire.
What's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother?
Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of L Bins. Hopefully you're all right, guys. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Sorry we were late. Just had a little bit of a scrap, mate, with Florentino Perez. You know what I mean? Try to get that Rodrygo fee down. Try to facilitate the deal. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help. Smash the likes.
I was helping Perez.
Yeah, Nobbins was fighting against me, chat. Can you believe this?
2v1, it was crazy. Man. And he still got us both in a headlock. Absolutely wild. Can't believe it.
It's crazy, man. Now, smash the likes up, guys, if you've not done so already, man. Make sure you guys are subbed up to both channels. Nobbins is going live later on as well. Make sure you guys get on that. But yeah, how are you doing, Bray? Are you all well?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah. Doing pretty chill. Had our first emergency meeting yesterday because it all kicked off in the City World out of nowhere, seemingly. We've been sort of like a bit confused / upset. I feel like as a collective of City fans with how quiet it's been in recent weeks. So there you go. Our wishes were all answered yesterday. It's all go.
Why?
You good? I'll keep talking. And I'm going to go to the gym after this. It's going to be a lovely time. Going to make all the gains. Going to make all the PRs. And there we go. We're back.
Yeah. Live shows, shit goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it was actually wild. It's actually wild. And then this morning's it got even wilder because I woke up this morning. I don't know if you guys have seen this tweet. Smash these likes up as well, people, man. Get the likes up. I don't know if you guys seen this. So basically, City Extra, obviously, biggest aggregator on social media for City, put this tweet out, right? It says, Man City told Tottenham that they don't want to sell Savio regarding the matter as closed, right? Which obviously then everybody was like, oh, it's finished, it's over. However, that's it's a little bit out of context.
It's
because that's not really. You need to put in the extra bit, right? Because he actually then responded, well, not to the actual tweet, right? But this is the journalist who they quoted, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy put, Manchester City have informed Tottenham Savio is not for sale. The matter is closed. And then they've quote tweeted this guy, right? So then this guy's put true. And then this is the guy who, like, he must be his colleague or whatever. He says, I've not read Jack saying it. Yesterday, an article mentioned it, but the context is a City do not want to sell Savio. Communicated that in response to the inquiry regarding the matter is closed. But then it also says, which is, again, this is quite important context, yeah. Their perspective is it would take much more than 50 million to consider his exit, right? So that if the guy wasn't for sale, that wouldn't be in there. I don't say to Nobbins, sorry, mate, my house is just not for sale. But if you pay this price, you can buy my house and move in. Yeah. That's not like. And the thing is, this has been happening all the time. Newcastle have been doing it. Newcastle have been doing it with Isak. Yeah, they said he's not for sale, and then it's like, oh, he might be for sale actually if it's 150 million.
The right
Yeah.
price.
Yeah, Savino's not for sale. Oh, he might be for sale if it's 60 million. It's like, oh my god, like so obviously he's for sale. It's just the right price. Anyways, then this guy put thank you, and then this guy put one aggregate put something, and they all copy, and then Jack, the actual guy who's been quoted, has put that's why I blocked them all, basically confirming that initial post from this guy actually is not correct. So anybody that thinks Savio deal is off based off the tweets that have been going out this morning I don't think that's true. I'm not saying it will happen. Maybe it won't happen, but the deal at the moment is still, I think, on the table. But it's gonna take more than 50 million, which is what the article says.
Yeah, it'll probably take more like 60 or 70 million. You'd expect that would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Infidel says, just seen a Fabrizio post saying City wants 70 million from 2 hours ago. Is that Instagram or is that Twitter, bro? 70 million euros is...
Was that around 60 million quid? Thereabouts?
Yeah, exactly. 60.3. 60 million.
Look at that quick maths, guys. Crazy.
That is quick maths, man. So, yeah, exactly. I think City wants 60 million. I think City wants 60 million, which I think is a fair price, if I'm being honest with you. I think, like, in today's market, you know what I mean? You're looking at Brennan Johnson going for close on 50. You're looking at Madueke going for 50. You're looking at Elanga going for 53. I don't have Facebook, so I can't check it.
Oh. Hello? Have I frozen?
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, no, you're back. Sorry, you're back.
Everything's just going down. My lights are going off. I removed you from the stream. I got a temporary internet disruption. I don't know what's going on. The mutants are attacking me, man. Yeah, I think 60 is fair. And you know, you think, but the thing is, yeah, the initial bid from Spurs was 43 million quid, according to Fabrizio yesterday.
Something like that.
So that's the only problem we've got there is that's quite a lot of gap in it between 43 and 60.
Big difference in valuations.
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, I just go to Spurs and say, mate, you was willing to pay 60 for Gibbs White. Yeah, I mean, I think Savino's got higher potential than Gibbs White. I think Gibbs White's a good player, don't get me wrong, but Gibbs White's not got the same potential as Savino. Savino could legitimately be like a world-class winger in 2, 3, 4 years, whatever. Yeah, that's and he's already decent now. So I think 60 is fine. It's Tottenham Hotspur. So I don't know if they're gonna pay it. And if they don't, then obviously everything's off, isn't it? No Rodrygo, no Simmons, whoever it's going to be. But
yeah, or they are notoriously anal and annoying to deal with, aren't they? Like, it's the last time we bought a Spurs player, Karl Walker, back in 2017. And I'm sure, like back then, like Pep didn't officially come out and say it, but like the club / Pep unofficially were like, we never want to deal with those guys ever again, and it's for good reason because again they are notoriously tricky negotiators. So. If they want the player, they'll get the player, but they've got to cough up, of course.
You know what it is? I get that because I was speaking in a couple of group chats this morning about this. You know the thing. You know the problem you got with Spurs is I feel like Spurs see transfers as mini battles. Yeah, and it's like that. I feel like Spurs are more bothered about. And this isn't the Spurs fans. I'm talking about Levy. I feel like Levy is more bothered about winning the transfer battle and getting the better deal rather than just actually getting the player across the line. So, you know, for example, going into this transfer window, something that I said a lot before this transfer window started and we signed in anyone, I said, listen, we're in a rebuild. Everybody knows we're in a rebuild. We might have to pay more money for players than they're worth to get the players in, but we're in that position because we've let the squad decay and we just have to do it. Yeah. Now, in the end, we actually didn't end up doing that. We ended up getting some good deals. But as a fan, I was already in the mindset of like, I'm not asked if we have to overpay for a couple of players. I know that that's what we need to do. Whereas I feel like Levy's so bothered about we have to get the better deal. And you know what the problem is with him, is I remember, when we bought Walker, and you'll remember this, and the chat will remember this, unless you're too young or whatever. When we bought Walker, for 50 million quid, we got absolutely roasted by absolutely everybody in the media, every rival fan. Everybody said we overpaid. It's a mad price. It's unbelievable, blah, 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 blah. And City got absolutely roasted. Yeah. And then within a year or two, everybody had flipped and gone, actually, you know what? They got an absolute steal. And we did get a bargain. In the end, it turned out to be a bargain. And I remember seeing a report, yeah, and it said Daniel Levy was gutted in the end that he sold Walker for 50 million and felt like City had his pants down because he should have charged like 70 million quid.
Mhm.
And that's what he's like. That's the type of man he is. He's like, it's all about, he's not asked about the football. He's not asked about actually, right, if we want Savio, 60 million seems like a reasonable price, even if it's like, he's not a million miles. Like, say you think he's less than 60 million. What, you think he's less than 50? So you're not a million miles away. It's not like you're massively overpaying, even if you think he's worth less. But if he doesn't feel like he's getting the better deal, he ain't going to do it. And that's the problem you've got with this bloke. He's not asked.
Yeah, it's a really weird mindset, isn't it? And I guess that's also like a problem that Spurs fans have with their club. I know they obviously won a trophy last season, but like, you know, in general, it does always seem like first and foremost it is run, you know, to make as much money and profit as possible and squeeze the fans as much rather than there you go. Never can forgive himself for sanctioning sale. Yeah, and I might be wrong, but that's even crazier because I'm pretty sure at the time, I think that was because it was 50 million quid, wasn't it? I think that was a world record fee for a fullback back then.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because Mendy, who was 52 million, he was definitely a world record for a fullback. And they referenced the Walker price when we were trying to buy Mendy. So even though like he got a world record fee for a fullback or whatever it was, he still, in hindsight, felt that it should have been more, which again just like speaks to the sort of ambition that he has, or the mindset that he has, which I don't think is the right way to really look at it. I said there's definitely something in that for sure.
Yeah. So the reason I brought this up is because even though 60 is a fair price, I remember, like, again, I don't think City are desperate to get rid of Savio. Again, I think this is the player that wants to leave. I don't think City are telling him they want Savio to leave, right? I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's, and I say it again, this is my opinion. I think Savio's the one that wants to leave. For whatever reason, I think he wants to leave, right? So City are like, okay, like with every player, if you want to leave, we'll let you leave. But this is the fee, 60 million quid, yeah? Now, if he leaves, yeah, obviously there are a couple people feel like we don't need to buy a player. I think we definitely do. And there's only 3 weeks left of the window. Less than that. Less 2 weeks, 6 days or whatever it is now left of the window. So that puts City under pressure. So City can't be bullied in this situation. City have to be, this is the price, yeah, if you want to go. And like I said yesterday, there needs to be a deadline on this because we can't be selling Savio. And I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. I think we definitely need to buy a replacement if we sell Savio. But if we sell Savio, we can't be going in the last 4, 5, 6 days, yeah, of the transfer window, running around Europe trying to get a player in because we'll end up making a mistake. We'll end up panic buying. We'll buy someone who's not good enough, or we'll go and buy another project from South America, and we'll be back to square one again. And we'll be like, okay, we've got a worse player than Savio, and now we have to wait another 3 years for this player to become a world-class player, which might not even happen. So for me, City are in control. Yeah, if Savio's the one that wants to leave, he's got to bring the fee, which is the same with every player. If Spurs want to buy the player, then they've got to pay up. And 60 million quid, if that is the price that City want, it's not unreasonable. It's really, really not, bro.
I think that's a pretty fair, absolutely fair deal. In a financial world where Johnson's going for the money that he's going for, where even like Darwin Nunez is going for the money he's going for, I think that, yeah, I'd say that 60 million is actually very good value. I think 70 million should be more what we are aiming for, as I say, given the context of we don't necessarily have to sell allegedly Savio's. Allegedly, he's not like forcing an exit, but at the same time, he doesn't mind leaving, if that makes sense. So it's not like we've got an Isak situation where he's like throwing down tools and like refusing to play. So City hold the cards, and we know how arsey Spurs are to deal with. So yeah, I think like if Spurs are able to get him for 60, I think that's a decent deal for them. To be fair, I'd be pushing him closer to 70 personally. But that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I don't think Savio's like actively like get me out, otherwise I'm going to go on strike like Isak. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen the Isak news that broke like an hour ago, or whatever.
Well, where he said like I'll never play for them again or something.
Bro, he's gone even. He's moved away from Newcastle. He's left his house and moved away. Breaking news, yeah. This come
What's
out.
he doing?
It's literally come out 20 minutes ago. Exclusive. Alexander Isak has moved out of Newcastle home as he seeks to force a transfer. Bro's not even in
Good Lord.
Newcastle anymore, bro. What's he
Yeah.
doing?
What's going to happen if Newcastle just go, oh no, actually, you've got to
That's what
honour your
I know. That's what
contract,
I want to happen
surely.
now. I kind of low key want him to stay. Like,
Yeah, I need to see
want
this
Newcastle to
drama.
pause. But by the way, yeah, I got absolutely roasted. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat who remembers this. Like, it must have been a year ago or something when we were speaking about Erling Haaland before he signed a contract, and I got cooked, bro, because I said and we'll stick on Savio, yeah, but I know we're going off topic, right? But it is what it is. I said I want Erling Haaland to have a release clause in his contract. And everybody in this chat, bro, was going, not everybody. Everyone's, lots of people going, what you want about? Why on earth would you want him to have a release clause? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Because I said, because I want the club and I want the player to know exactly what the terms are if this guy wants to leave. Yeah. If you're naive enough to think because he signed a 10-year contract, he's guaranteed to stay for 10 years, then you're just dumb and you're obviously new to football, isn't it? This guy could turn around tomorrow and want to leave, just like Isak's done. So I want a release clause in the contract, yeah? And the release clause has to be high enough so that if Haaland one day turns around and goes, you know what, I decided I want to leave, City can go, no problem. You sign a contract, that's the release clause you agreed to, that's the fee. And then that's completely fair because the problem that you get is, yeah, if you don't have a release clause in the player's contract, the player sees his value at 1, which will be lower because he wants to leave, and the club will see it there. And then you create this friction. And I've just said I personally would just rather have a release clause in there. And if one day Haaland turns around and says, you know what, thanks for everything, but I want to leave, City go, no problem, thanks for everything you've done. You agreed the contract, that's the release clause, bring the release clause, we'll say no more. And I just think that's a better way of handling things. But, you know, and people cut me for saying it. Why would you want a release clause? It's not because I want the guy to leave. It's because I'm being proactive. You're deluding yourself thinking that he's going to stay for 10 years, which he might do. But if he doesn't, I'd rather just have a situation where the fee's there and it doesn't end sour. And the thing is, yeah, because they're asking 150 million apparently, yeah, which is a lot of money.
It is, but yeah. I would say that in the current market, that's probably reasonable. For again, I think that's fine.
I agree. I agree. But if the player doesn't think it's reasonable, then he's going to. That's why you then get the kickoff. Whereas if there was a 150 million pound release clause inserted into the contract, everybody knows where they are. Anyway, I know we got off topic there, but that's why I said I want Haaland to have a release clause in the contract, and there are rumours that there is a release clause, but it kicks in like 3 or 4 years into the.
Yeah, I get that. I guess I would just say that if we are, let's use that figure. Let's say there was a 150 million pound release clause, we'd be in the same situation, though, wouldn't we? Because Liverpool, as far as we're aware, don't want to pay that.
But then for me, I mean, I don't think Isak's got any right to go on strike. But if he's got the release clause in the contract, which he agreed to, then he absolutely has zero right to go on strike. Like, he doesn't really have a right to go on strike anyway.
Sure, no, I get what you mean.
He's agreed to it.
Yeah, I understand. You know I get what you mean. Yeah,
and I think it's different in the case of Haaland because Haaland's going to be more than 150 million as well.
Well, yeah, how much was Mbappe 5 years ago or whenever he signed to PSG? 8 years ago.
Exactly. So for me, like, again, the more expensive the player, the more I think it's important to just have those lines completely clear for the player and the club. You know what I mean? Because I think if we was ever to sell Haaland, mate, I'd be looking at 200 plus.
Easily. 250, yeah. Again, if Mbappe is like 200, was he, or am I thinking of Neymar? I can't remember. One of them
Neymar was 222 million on a release clause. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was back in 2017-ish, whenever it was. So that was a long time ago. So with football inflation, that's probably more like 300 million in today's money, which is mental. Maybe even more. I don't know. So I'd be looking for like 250 to 300-ish, there or thereabouts.
Yeah. No, definitely. Smash these likes up, guys. We'll continue the Savio. I know we went off topic there, but anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up because it's interesting.
We're chilling.
Yeah, smash these likes up, guys. Make sure you guys are subbed up to the channels as well. Big up MCFC says, City Extra must aggregate info better. City fans should read full context before reacting. Savio to Spurs. Rodrygo to City. Accept it. LB Fab says we still like Donnarumma. Does that mean Edison goals? I just don't think Pep does like Donnarumma.
No, I find that hard to believe, personally.
Bro, this is a manager that come in, didn't even give Joe Hart the time of day and said bye.
Yeah.
And now I'm meant to believe that in 8 years, he's now happy to get Donnarumma, who is he even better than Joe Hart at kicking a ball?
I think we're talking about a similar level.
Similar level.
kicking.
I don't believe that that's true. I don't believe that Pep Guardiola loves.
I
think he might
refuse to believe
respect
that.
him as a goalkeeper, respect him, but I don't think he rates him to like actually play for the football club, in my
No.
opinion. And the guy's people are telling me the guy wants like 400 grand a week. So I think this is the thing is with Donnarumma, is he's obviously been replaced by Chevalier because they've signed him now. And I know, sorry, bro. And he's obviously looking for a new club. So he's probably just trying to throw out names and that to try and get himself a bigger move or a bigger contract. But I don't think so.
So as far as I understand it, he's asking for too much money as far as PSG are concerned. Is that the long and short of it? His wage demands are too excessive. Is that right?
I think he wants a big contract, right? But at the same time, I think PSG are just like
That's too much.
I also just think they legit just wanted Chevalier as the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's because I was just going to say, like, I think PSG pay the most wages of any football club in Europe. So if they're saying that your wage demands are too high, then I don't know. I can't even comprehend how much money he's after.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine this is about Donnarumma, not Rodrygo. But because again, I think if Donnarumma, was asking for like a modest increase, or like in his wages or whatever, then I think PSG would have paid that. I mean, PSG are not a poor club, and he has just won the treble with them. He probably deserves a little bit of a. So I think that either he's asking for too much money, like way too much money, or they actually just don't want him anymore, which is probably legit because they've got Chevalier.
I think it would make sense because Enrique's more sort of like from the school of Pep, so it would make instinctive sense for him to prefer a goalkeeper like Chevalier, who is not like Ederson levels with his feet, but it is obviously is superior to Donnarumma with his feet. So they're also still a good shot stopper. So maybe it falls more into Enrique's philosophy.
Look at this. Breaking news. Rodrygo has begun learning English to reject Man City. Fucking hell,
Is that a Real Madrid fan? It'd be interesting. Does Jay want Rodrygo to leave? That would be an interesting question.
Yeah, Jace, man. Honestly, big up for the banter. It was pretty funny, actually. Do you want what you saying, bro? Do you want Rodrygo to leave? Are you asked about if he leaves? Are you asked about if City sign him? Or like what you saying, man? Yeah, it will be interesting to get a Real Madrid perspective, man. Because hit us up, man.
Because they obviously have like like they don't have spending issues in that they're poor, but they have spending issues are La Liga salary rules. So this would be a big opportunity for them to spend a lot of money on, like one big centre back, for example. I don't know how Real Madrid fans view this. That'd be interesting to know.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat, Jace. All right, Mr. Fizz says super chat. Off, big up, lads. Smash these likes up. Big up Heart with the 2 months says, yes, LB. If Savio isn't sold, do you reckon we have to hope Foden gets his form back? Bro, I think we have to hope Foden gets his form back anyway. I still think, out of all the players in that sort of like attack, midfield / wingers, I still think Foden on form's the best player. Is that controversial or not?
No, it's not controversial at all. I don't know if I agree, but
who would you say is the best player?
We're not including Haaland, obviously.
No, I'm just talking about like the midfield attack / wingers on form.
Oh yeah. To be fair, because we're basing off like what we've seen for City, aren't we? Not like what might come to pass. Yeah, I think you're right. I was going to say Shirky, but I'm thinking more of a ceiling perspective. So no, I think I agree.
Yeah, I'm not including Rodri or Reinders in their chat. I'm talking about like the attacking midfielders / wingers, not Rodri, not Reinders. I'm talking like basically Mamouche, Doku, Cherki, Foden, Bobb, Savio.
Yeah, but based on what we've seen, yes. I would agree.
I think Mamouche is probably closest, but I still think Foden at his best is better than him, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yeah. Big up. Says, do you think Rodrygo takes the 10 over Cherki? Nah, bro. Nah, it's gotta be Cherki 10, man. It's gotta be Cherki 10.
Well, if it isn't, how would you react?
I'm gonna be very sad because Cherki 10 will go off, mate. You know what I mean? Well, we'll find out now because Grealish has gone. Is Grealish official now? Like, legit, have they announced it or is it still?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if City have announced it, but like it's basically announced, isn't it? Like I saw a picture of him taking a photo with an Everton fan. Like it's definitely happened, hasn't it? It's just not. I don't know whether it's official.
Yeah, I want that Cherki to get 10. Nabil on Twitter was saying that he doesn't, and I've seen a couple of people in the chat, but saying that because he's not been sold, they don't reckon they'll give the 10 away. I think that's absolutely ridiculous if that's true.
Is that a squad rule thing? I don't know the
No,
rules
it's
are
it's a respect thing.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, the guy doesn't play for our football club. What do you mean we're not going to give someone the 10 because Grealish is on loan and he's not been sold? What? What are we talking about here? Well, he's not our football player anymore. He literally doesn't play for us. What the hell?
Yeah, that is odd. I get it if like you were sending a player out on loan and then they'd come back, but if the understanding is that he's not coming back, so yeah, that is odd.
No, facts, man.
I don't agree with that. And I liked Grealish, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now, big up Amar as well says, we'll be so disappointed if Savio stays mid-player, says Amar. I won't be disappointed. Listen, I want Rodrygo over Savio, yeah, but I'm not like going to be absolutely wounded if we don't. Like, I'll be a bit gutted, to be honest with you, because I do want Rodrygo over Savio, but I still think Savio's a good player. I still think he's better on the left. I know you disagree, but I still think Savio's better on the left. And I still think he's got mad potential. If the guy can start scoring goals, bro, he's going to be a world-class player. But that's a big if. It's a massive if.
No, of course it is. But we were chatting about it yesterday on my stream. Like, in general, I'm sorry, I'm going to like be a stats wanker here for a second. But in general, your expected goals is in alignment with your goals in general. So, because it's based on an average. So the worst players in front of goal will consistently underperform in front of goal. Like Darwin Núñez at Liverpool or whatever. And the best players will always overperform in front of goal, like Haaland, Son, etc. But generally speaking, most players will be at the average. So if you get 5 XG in a season, generally speaking, that means you'll get 5 goals. And if you replicate that across your whole career, generally speaking, because again, it's an average. Now, Savio, I think last season got 1 goal in the league from 5 expected goals. So he obviously had a bad season in front of goal.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but I can't view that as, he's therefore a shit finisher and he'll never be good at finishing, get rid of him. I view that as a potential opportunity of, he's getting into all these amazing goal-scoring opportunities. If it averages out to the mean, which it does for the majority of players, you're looking at a player who will, by definition, get a large number of goals throughout their career, season on season, because they get into very good goal-scoring opportunities. So that's why I'm not willing to like give up on Savio in respect of his finishing, because I totally accept it wasn't good enough last season. But again, generally speaking, most players get up to that average at least, or close to it. It would be very surprising if Savio, because he's always going to get into those goal scoring opportunities, because that's the sort of dribbler he is. He's always going to get there. I'd be very surprised if that remains stagnant and he's like a horrendous underperformer for the entirety of his career. Who knows? Maybe it will happen if he goes to Spurs, but I don't think I agree with that. I think generally those are like market opportunities where you go, he underperformed his XG, but look at the positions he got into. If we can just make that average out, he's going to get 5, 6, 7 league goals a season easily. And that was in his first year as well, 20 years old. And I also said this yesterday. I believe he's had the best debut season as a winger under Pep at City. I think his debut season was better than Sane in 16-17. I think it was better than Mahrez in 18-19. I think it was better than Sterling in 16-17. If you want to throw Ferran Torres in there, I think it's a lot better than that. If you want to throw Nolito in there, whatever, it was a lot better than that. I think it was a lot better than Doku in 23-24. So I don't accept that Savio's a mid-player at all. I think that in a very dysfunctional side, he put in a very good debut season for City.
I'm with you, bro. I agree. I'm still selling him for Rodrygo, though.
No, that's fine. I'm going to push back on the Savio as a mid-player thing. I don't.
Yeah. No, I push back on that as well.
That.
I push back on that. That's what I said. I was speaking it in the group chat this morning. I was like, if the deal's on the table now, Savio, ignore fees, yeah? Savio at Spurs, Rodrygo or Real Madrid, I'm signing the deal. I'm taking the deal. But at the same time, if it all falls through and we don't get Rodrygo and we keep Savio, I'll be like, all right, like I'm not gonna be losing my shit over it. Like I'll be a bit gutted, but like, because I do want Rodrygo, but like I think that Savio is a good player and he can be a really good player. He just needs to nail that shooting down. And you know what's hilarious is I literally tweeted that in the game the other day when he missed that fucking 6-yard shot. And this was before all the news broke. I literally tweeted saying, Savio, you're gonna have to start fucking burying these chances. Otherwise, you ain't going to make it at City. Otherwise, mint performance. Because I thought he was really good in that second half. But you've got to start taking your chances, man. You've got to be bagging the goals because at the end of the day, yeah, like this is why Mahrez was so clutch, mate. Yeah, this was why Mahrez was so clutch because he buried games. And, you know, all these people go, oh, it's just a stat padder or he just got, you know, whatever. Like he just scores the third and fourth goal. The third and fourth goal kills games. At 2-0, no one's chilling at 2-0, mate. Nobody, ever. If you're chilling, if your team's 2-0 up, yeah, in the Premier League or even in the Champions League, and you're chilling backs, like, that's a bit dodgy, mate, yeah? But 3-0, as a top team, you should be able to get the deck chairs out, mate, at 3-0 up, yeah? And obviously, how many times does a team go 3-0 up and you know, fuck up? We did it once last year. Very rarely, because three's a lot. Three's a lot of goals.
I'm pretty sure that's the only time it's ever happened under Guardiola at City.
Exactly.
Probably
so,
generally.
you know, people who go, oh, well, the players that just score the third goals are just stat padders. They're not important. They're very important. It's literally the goal that kills the game. The game's dead. That's when Pep can do all these subs, yeah, at 3-0. Because, by the way, yeah, that's going to be mad important for us. We spoke about Rodri and that, and then the need to limit his minutes. We don't want to be killing the guy, yeah, and that some other players as well we got to be careful with. That if you're 2-0 up, Pep ain't making no, like, bro, I probably would risk it, yeah, but Pep at 2-0 up is not taking Rodri off, he's not taking Haaland off, he's not taking Cherky off, or you important players, right? John Stones, if he was starting. He's not doing it because it's only 2-0. At 3-0, Pep can get Rodri off, Haaland off, John Stones off, whoever he wants to get off, because that should be enough. It's important, man. It's important. And this is the point, going back to the point, is that if we're 2-0 up in a Premier League game with 30 minutes to play, right? So it's the 60th minute of the game, we're 2-0 up, and Savio goes through one-on-one. If he buries that chance, one, you're securing me the 3 points. Big up. Thank you very much. And two, it's the knock-on effects of being able to take all the key players off the pitch and rest them. If he misses the chance, which he probably will because he can't shoot, you're then fighting again for the last 30 minutes. Maybe you can't take the players off. On top of that, maybe they come back and you draw 2-2. Very important, man. But people just go, oh, it's stat padding. It's like, it's not stat padding, man. It's actually such an important goal. Kills the game.
That's because they're children.
Facts, man. All right, let me finish these chats off, bro. Big up to Crystal B, man. Big up to you, man. Says, I take 50 million for Savio to A, fix relationship with Spurs and basically get credit in the bank with them. Bro, that's a naive. Nah. You're naive there, bro. And B, get Rodrygo first and the other club 65 million. Bro,
yeah,
that is not going to work, man. That's not...
First of all, it won't work because like that we know that's not how Spurs and Levy operate. But secondly, who gives a fuck about fixing a relationship with Spurs and getting credit in the bank with them, even if it did work like that? Why do I care about what Spurs think of us? I don't care.
Nah, Christian, man, you need to embrace your fucking evil arc, bro. Yeah, you're too nice, man. Crystal's too nice, isn't it? This guy's a nice guy, man. But, bro, no. I get B. I take B, but not the first one, bro. That ain't going to happen. What you reckon when we go and try and buy their next, like, big up-and-coming player? We'll say, oh, do you remember when we sold Savio for 15 million less? They're going to go, who cares?
Yeah, good for you, mate. Now, cough up.
Come on, Crystal, man. Big up for the Super though, bro. Big up 55. 2 years, man. Listen, I appreciate it, 55. Big up to you, mate. It says, I like Savio, but if we got Rodrygo, that's a title-winning signing, says 55. Bro, at the moment, yeah, I think we're going to finish second in the league. If we get Rodrygo, I'm going to get my chest out, mate. I'm going to get my chest out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. If I think we get Rodrygo, I'm going to get my chest out and say we'll win the league. But at the moment, I reckon we'll come second. And that doesn't mean like Savio's a difference. It just means the depth for me is important. Big up for 2 years, man. Big up. Nelly says, he calls him Shitio instead of Savio. He says, Shitio will never become a finisher. How many wingers could have become world-class with finishing? It's not that easy to develop. 3 goals in 48. Yeah, but the thing is, boy, he's only 21. And I think, I'm not asking him to become like Haaland here. Yeah, I'm asking him just to become a normal level. Stop missing like that shot that he had the other day, yeah? He can improve on that. That's my point. I think he can.
Yeah. Firstly, that's the worst slander name I've ever heard in the history of anything. Like F for effort there. But we're not we're not asking him to be like a world-class finisher. We're just asking him to be like competent. I'd say that for a player like Savio, the hardest thing to do is to get into the goal-scoring position in the first place, to take your man on and get into that position in the first instance. All we want to do is for him to be an average finisher. That's it. We're not asking for him to become a world-class bagsman, like Son or Haaland. But we just want him to be average and or close to average. And I don't see why he can't do that, considering that he's only 21.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Gussie Man says, I love how it's GA for everybody, but only G for Savio because haters know all their points become moot as soon as they can't account assist into stats.
He was one of our best creators last season, objectively. Yeah.
And probably, I'm not 100% sure on this, but probably got the most assists for Haaland out of anybody in the team. I counted at least
surprised me.
Yeah, I counted at least 6 assists for Haaland last season for Savio.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything, but that's a lot more than some of the other players. I mean, he can provide chances for Erling Haaland. That's a fact. He's done it in his very first year. He got at least 6. I think he might have got 7, but PC was like messing up when I was trying to count it. It was weird. But he can create.
Yeah, definitely. And again, he's started the season at 20 years old, and only De Bruyne did better than him. Ari like expected assists per game or something like that. He's Kevin De Bruyne, so and he was pretty close to him. And again, in his first season in a dysfunctional City side, I've not given up on him. If he goes to Spurs, I think he'll do very well.
Yeah. Nah, facts, man. All right, final 2. Aaron, big up, man. Says, get me Rodrygo. He's also gifted 5 memberships to the chat. W's in the chat, yo, Aaron. Big up to you, man. Appreciate it. Big up, lad. The thing is as well, I don't know about you, bro, but Savio for me, even though he played 3,500 minutes, which is a lot of minutes. I was speaking about this recently. I think a lot of those minutes are going to go to Oscar Bobb. And I think they were going to go to Oscar Bobb anyway, because I think Oscar Bobb's better than, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think Oscar Bobb's better than Savio. I think our best winger, actually, in terms of like the 3 wingers that we've got currently. I think Oscar Bobb's our best winger. And I think he's better than Savio. So for me, because I can't remember who brought this up on the panel show last night. It was a 3-hour show. I can't remember who it was. Someone brought it up last night about and saying, a lot of people obviously love Doku, and a lot of people just don't think he's really that good or whatever. But Savio is more similar to Bobb. So if you get rid of Savio, you've still got Doku, who's a completely different style, and then you've still got Bobb, who's more Savio style. And I think he's better than Savio. So, I just wanted you to hear your take on like Bobb, and do you think he'll get some of the minutes? And do you think he can, like, even though maybe you're a bit gutted that Savio's going or whatever, do you feel like actually this can actually give even more minutes to Bobb, who could be better than Savio?
Yeah, it's always tricky to assess Bobb because of sample size, but instinctively I do think that Bobb is better. Yeah, I do still believe, I think you believe it as well, that he was going to be our starting right winger last season, but for that broken leg, because
it was a certainty. Yeah,
because it wasn't just a preseason; it was also like the Community Shield match as well. When he was wonderfully got the assist in that match, didn't he, to equalise as well? And then obviously he broke his leg, and we had to change it entirely. I don't think that Savio was anticipating being thrown in at the deep end, against Chelsea, and then like basically being like the main man out at right wing. And again, we don't know. Maybe that's in partly informing Savio's decision making. Like maybe Frank and Spurs have said to him in his camp, "We can make you like a star man here, and you'll be like stars in 30 plus games in the league, sort of thing." Whereas at City, again, I don't know, but like maybe the message is, so you'll still have like a big role to play, whatever, but you'll be like vying for that position with Bobb. And again, maybe his camp have gone, we'd rather have like the guaranteed starts. That's a theory. I've no idea. Bobb will definitely. I mean, it didn't really matter what was going to happen with Savio. He's always going to get a lot of minutes next season. Of course, I mean, if we sell our only true right winger and don't bring in another true right winger, then by definition, Bobb will be the biggest beneficiary for sure. I guess it depends on where do City view Rodrygo playing in the main and primarily, and that will decide. Because like if for example City go signing Rodrygo and he's going to basically be almost like a like for Savio, where he plays the majority on the right, then that's very bad news for Bobb, and it means that he will hardly play. So I guess we'll just have to see where City view Rodrygo, I suppose.
Mm.
Like, where
Yeah,
should he play?
I think for me though is also like, and everyone will have a different opinion on this, right? But where, how many minutes do you think we should be targeting for Oscar Bobb this season? Do you think we should be targeting him to get 5,000, 4,000? For me, I'm looking at sort of 5 to 3 max. I don't think we should really be trying to play him any more than that. He's just come back from a leg break. I think we need to be careful with his fitness. So if I can get him 2,500 minutes, I think that's pretty good. You got to remember here, Savio got 3,500, McAtee got about 600, and Grealish got 1,200. So there's a lot of minutes to go around. And if we are going deep in the competitions, and of course, by the way, usually we get knocked out Carabao Cup straight away. Given the size of the squad, I am expecting to go a little bit deeper in that competition this year, which I think is a reasonable, assumption to make. I think there are a lot of minutes going to be available because I think we're going to go deep in some of these competitions. And I think if we can get Bobb 2,500 minutes, I think that's absolutely fine. I don't think there's any need to be pushing Bobb to be trying to get up to 3,500, 4,000.
Yeah, it depends on his body, doesn't it? I'm not very good at dealing with minutes, so I'll do league starts if that's all right, because my brain can't do minutes. I don't know what I can't compute that in my head. I don't know what that translates to as starts.
I live on transfer marks, so that's why I know.
That's fairs. So I'm gonna my metric would be league starts, because I wouldn't start Bobb in my preferred starting 11. I personally wouldn't start Bobb. So again, based on the injury concerns, wanting to ease him back in, whatever, I'd like to see sort of 10 to 15 league starts, maybe something like that. Okay. So where he's on the higher end, he's playing close to once every other game in the league. That's probably what I would be looking for. I don't know what that translates to as minutes.
So if we did 12 starts, say he plays 70 minutes on average, because he's got maybe some games he'll be subbed off at 60, fitness. You're getting around 850 minutes just off the league games. And then subbed on.
Yeah. And also starting in cup games and Champions League games as well. That will get.
No, I think you're probably the same as me. Then you're probably looking for around 2,000 to 2,500 minutes based off.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
which I think is fine. And then you've got, Rodrygo, who can play anywhere across the front three. The thing is with a lot of these players, they're very versatile. Yeah. Foden can play anywhere across the front line. Yeah. Obviously, we all have our preferences on where we'd rather him play, but he can get minutes anywhere across the front line. So can Bobb. And to be honest with you, Bobb's probably the most natural one, if I'm being honest with you, about playing anywhere. I'm not a massive fan of Foden playing left wing inverted in like he did 2 years ago. Yeah, cool. But actual left wing, I actually don't really like him there. Bobb, for me, is actually the most natural one in that whole front play to go anywhere. I don't know about Cherky. I've not seen him enough to say what Cherky is. But again, I don't see too many starts or minutes for Cherky on the left-hand side. So I think when you have players like that, I think they're all going to get minutes and it's all going to be fine because they can play anywhere. Players like Marmoush actually might, and I think Rodrygo's fine because he's done it, but I think players like Marmoush are the ones that probably are more limited because we've seen him play right wing, didn't we, a couple of games last season, and I didn't really like it. You only seen it in 1 or 2 games, but I did not think he was good when he played right wing. And does he have the ball control to play centrally, in a tight space? I'm not sure. I don't think his control's the best. So I think he's probably the one that's more sort of left wing or false 9. But even then, he can play false 9. So I don't know. I just don't think they've got. I see a lot of people say, "Oh, I think we've got problems here." You know what I mean? I don't think some of these players are going to be happy because they're not going to get minutes. I think the minutes are going to go around. I think when the injuries kick in, and there will be injuries, Haaland will get injured. That means Marmoush is playing false 9. Foden will probably get another ankle injury. He'll be out for a month or so. Yeah, Bobb, expect something to go wrong at some point with him because he's on a recovery, and that happens. I just think because everybody's fit right now, people are looking at it and going, too many players. As soon as a couple of injuries kick in, as soon as we start playing a game every 3 days, it'll be I'm glad we have a bigger squad, man.
Yeah. For me, it all depends on where Rodrygo's primary position is. if his primary position is seen as being off the right, then I agree with you. If it isn't, then I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know if. Yeah, I think they'll probably say to him, "You are probably going to be playing off the right," but I also just think they're going to say to him, "These fucking bare games, and you'll play left wing more than you will for Real Madrid."
Mm.
You
Yeah.
just will. Remember, Marmoush has gone for a month, so he'll play left wing in that month completely. And if he absolutely smashes it, then he's got the position. Marmoush has got to win it back. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like.
Well, he should. Sorry, he should really, because Marmoush and Rodrygo can't both play off the left. That is a fact, and that's not in dispute. So if they're starting the season and they're saying, right, Rodrygo, your primary position is off the left, then Rodrygo's going to have to hold bench for a little bit because Marmoush has earned that position because he's been better than Rodrygo for the past year or so. So it only makes logical sense for Rodrygo to start off the right and then see what happens, surely. Because you can't just say, oh, sorry, Marmoush, even though you've been better than Rodrygo for like a year and a half to 2 years, your position's getting sacrificed. That doesn't make any sense to me, surely.
Well, as I said last night, bro, this should be a merit-based team, and you should be in the team based off performances. So,
yeah, and right now, based on the last year and a half to 2 years, Marmoush has been better than Rodrygo. So therefore,
I think
so if it's one or the other for that one position off the left, certainly to start the season, it's Marmoush, isn't it? Clearly.
Well, yeah. So I think that's what I say to Rodrygo. I think again, it's about like saying, it's about saying to Rodrygo, like, we want you to come into this team, but just like anywhere else other than maybe Arsenal, yeah, if you come to Manchester City, just like at Real Madrid, there's going to be competition for places. And I just say, and if he says, well, I'll play left wing, just say, well, you're not going to start left wing because Marmoush has got it. I'll just say to him, earn the position. Make me drop Marmoush from left wing. Make me drop him. Put in performances which are so good that I have to go, sorry, Marmoush, you're going to have to hold bench. That's what happened to Mahrez. Mahrez held bench bare times because other players on the pitch was fucking slamming it. Sterling was killing it. Bernardo in the treble year, yeah, for everything that everyone says now, on that right wing in the treble year was absolutely incredible. Like, it's undeniable. That's what I say to him. I just say, bro, make me drop him. Make me drop Marmoush. And I'll drop him. I'm happy to drop players that are mint if you're playing better. I don't care. It's not my problem. That's what I'd be saying, man. You know what I mean? I just say that. I also just think that, like, again, a lot of people are focused on the fact that he wants to play left wing, which he does. But I think his desire to leave Real Madrid is more than just because he wants to play left wing. I just think he's had enough. Bro, I was watching Real Madrid a lot last season. Yeah, I did a lot of watch-alongs with Real Madrid, man. And, like, bro, he just gets the shit for everything, man. So many times, bro. First to be subbed off. Yeah. Like the fan. He just for me, he's like, he just gets cooked all the time. Vinny Jr., why does Vinny... There's so many games last year where Vinny Jr. was worse than Rodrygo, yet Rodrygo got hooked. So many games where Jude Bellingham was worse than him, and he got hooked, or Mbappe, and he got hooked. He's just the one that gets hooked. Because Vinny Jr., Mbappe, and Jude, they're the three main ones now. Rodrygo was, when he come through, he was a main guy, but I just think he's fallen down the pecking order. Yeah, he's just been made as a bit of a scapegoat. And yeah, he wants to play left wing, but I don't think personally, yeah, it's just about the left wing thing. If it was, he'd go to Arsenal. If you just go to Arsenal need a left winger. I said this yesterday, right? If Real Madrid want to sell this guy for 100 million euros, that's a reported fee. Yeah, 100 million euros is 86 million pounds, right? Arsenal need a left winger. If Rodrygo just wanted to play left wing for a team that was in the Champions League and a decent team, why have Arsenal spent 50 million quid on Madueke? Why don't they just go and spend 86 on Rodrygo?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not just because he wants to play left wing. Maybe he still wants to play for a team that's going to be winning trophies, and he knows, well, I can go Arsenal. I can play left wing for Arsenal. I'll start every single game for Arsenal, but I'm actually going to win anything. You know, this is a guy that's won loads of trophies. That's why I think that for me, yeah, I'm not saying that the left wing thing is not legit. I think it is legit. But I also think that maybe he's a player that doesn't just want to leave and play left wing and not win anything. He'd rather play right wing. He knows he'll play left wing at City more than he will at Real Madrid, but he'll actually win trophies.
Yeah, and if he's
that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and I've always said if he's fine to play at right wing, then I still don't think it's the best allocation of resources, but I don't have a problem with it. if he's happy to play at right wing, then that's fine. And I've always said that.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that money should go elsewhere.
Well, for me, I think that's a separate conversation, bro. Because for me, I think the money's there anyway. Because people were saying to me yesterday, said, "LB, would you not rather, if we sell Savio for 60 mil, would you not rather buy a right back?" And I'm like, we've got the money. The money is there. Like, if we want a right back, we can get Rodrygo and get a right back. The PSR thing is not a problem. We have the money available. The reason we're not buying a right back is not financially. It's not a financial situation. It's because the club can't see a right back on the market that is either A, attainable, in the case of Tino Livramento, who they clearly wanted, or anybody that they rate. So what they're going to do, they're going to leave it a year, see who's cooking this season. And obviously, big up Bailey, done that spreadsheet with all the young sort of like right backs that are like mad highly rated. And I think City are just going to go, right, we'll see who does well this year. Whoever's the best, we'll go and get. Or they'll go back in for Tino next summer. I don't think it's a case of like, oh, I'd rather my resources go towards a right back or something. I think we have the resources for a right back if you want one. I don't think City have identified a right back because there's none on there. The market's dead unless you're going to take a mad gamble on a young player. That's why I'm at with that one.
Or just overspend.
Overspend by that? What do you mean? Like offer Tino Livramento like a crazy price? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, or
like
throw 100 million at PSG.
I mean, bro.
Just do something mental. If you're going to throw 100 million at Rodrygo, why can't you throw 100 million at a right back? I don't believe that I don't believe they're binary.
Bro, if we could, I mean, obviously, charges aside, yeah, because apparently he's getting fucking charged. Yeah, he's been arrested apparently.
Oh yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean though. I don't buy.
No, I completely agree.
There is no right back that City go. Well, there's not. No, I don't. I think that's bullshit. I think
Hakeem is the only one that they do it for though. Because the thing is,
if they want Livramento for 65, but Newcastle won't sell him for like 85, just spend 85. I'm confused.
Because the thing, 85, yeah, for Livramento is, I think, quite a lot.
It is a lot. It's too much, and yet it would be a much more sensible signing than signing a winger. That's my point.
What? Even if Savio left?
Yeah.
No, I think you need both.
Yeah, because City have a lot more players capable of playing on the right, but then drifting in centrally with the right back support. Makes a lot. If people are saying the right wing market is dead, and sign a right back and turn our nominal wingers into workable wingers by signing the correct right back.
I hear what you're saying, but
that makes more sense to me.
I definitely want Echeverri to stay, and I know Echeverri is not a winger, but then say Bobb got injured, you've then got Foden that can play right wing and Cherky, but obviously you're leaving then the 10th spot. I know people are saying, well, Savio's a winger and Echeverri's not. No, but Cherky and Foden can both play on the right. So I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather send the money to Hakimi, providing he's not fucking, rapist or whatever. But
yeah,
if you could go for Livramento and sign him, that's cool as well. But then for me, if you're selling Savio and getting a right back, I think you need another player in that attack. So I keep Echeverri. That you have to, because like I say, if Bobb gets injured again or just can't get going, you're gonna have to use Foden or Cherky exclusively as a right winger. Exclusively. So that means you've only got 110 for a full season. So for me, I think you have to have another player in that attack, and that for me would be just fucking keep Echeverri. Just keep him, and he'd be basically third choice 10. Which again, if you're third choice 10, you can't then be complaining about if his performances aren't good enough because he's fucking third choice. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I just think we're light. I think we'd be light in that area of the pitch. Again, when injuries start coming in, AFCON comes in, I think you need someone. But I'm open to it, man. If you want to go and get a right back instead of getting Rodrygo, like, that's cool because we do need a right back. I just think that like the club could do both. I don't think they have to be separate, one or the other. I think the club clearly have the money for it. I mean, if you look at Liverpool, yeah, they were saying that Liverpool could spend like 500-600 million quid this summer. I mean, we only spent 10 million euros more than them last summer, and we spent 175 in January. We only spent 115, so we've got the money available. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with the. You know what would be mad, right? Is if Newcastle decided to sell Livramento and show Isak that because Livramento's not been a dick, how much would that piss Isak off?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they should sell him to us.
Yeah, imagine if they did that. Imagine if Newcastle were like, you know what? Actually, we do need some money in. We need to get some cash through the door to free up some funds for PSR. We're gonna sell Livramento 70 million to City, and we're gonna basically put it out in the press that the reason that Livramento's got his deal is because he's been very respectful of the club and the fans and not demanded shit. And then that'll just absolutely muddy Saka and that. But then obviously they don't want to be selling the best players either. So
No.
Whilst it would be, yeah, I know. Whilst it would be, pretty funny to muddy like that, you're also sort of weakening your side, I suppose. But yeah, now Hakim is the best right back in the world, man. But obviously, I don't know what's going on with the charges. The latest I heard that he's been.
Is it like formal?
I think so. It's like obviously it's French in it, so it might. Not
I know there were I knew there were like. I think last I saw there were like allegations or something. I didn't realize it had been like a formal.
I think I saw that he's actually been officially charged now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Forget that.
I think I'm pretty sure that's what I've seen that he's been. But obviously, it might not be the same like as England, like the system and that. But I'm pretty sure it said, nah, he's actually been charged. So yeah, you probably don't want to spend it because you to get him as well. You're probably going to spend 100 mil. You probably don't want to spend 100 mil. Like
no, not on not if it's formal. No, definitely not.
Not ideal, man. Yeah. Big up chat, man. What are you guys saying? Livramento is way overrated. He's not worth that much. £60 million max, says Gio. Yeah, but Nobbins agreed. It's more a case of like, if you're going to overpay, should we overpay on a position where we can actually like materially improve that right back position? Because at the moment we don't have a right back. We have Nunes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the point on that one. See what else you guys are saying. As they going Spurs may stop all of this movement. I don't think so. I think they're separate. I think they want both, bro. I think they want both.
They aren't similar, so I don't see why one would impact the other.
No, yeah. I think they're trying to get both of them, bro. I think Levy knows that he has to get the checkbook out this summer because obviously they just won the thing. The fan base was in meltdown, yeah, even though they won a trophy the first time in time. So I think he knows that he's got to make a bit of a statement. So I think they're going to try and get both of them. And Savio's a perfect signing for Levy because he's 60 million quid. He's 21. He's an asset that will only grow in value, probably.
Yeah.
So that's what Levy's all about. He's all about the assets, isn't it? You know what I mean? Get Pep the players he wants, says beyond belief. Yeah, big up, man. Objectively, Livramento isn't an £85 million player.
Not the point.
Is easily a £110 million player we could get for 90 mil, says IDK. Yeah, but again, bro, I think you can get both. But you shouldn't sign players based off of value. You should sign players based off of what's best for the team. And if you think Rodrygo's better for the team over Livramento, cool. But if you think you shouldn't sign a player just because you're getting value. You should sign players because they're going to make the most impact for the team.
And the right back would be far more transformative for City than any other position. I'm hoping that's not in dispute.
No, I don't think that's in dispute.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's in dispute. But again, for me, it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be both.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. But if it were one or the other, then surely a right back. Surely.
Probably, yeah. Probably would be a right back. Yeah, I can't lie. So what else you guys are saying before we bring it to a close? Oh, Steve, get out of here, man. Rodrygo's Twitter post. This isn't happening, bro. He just posted Hala Madrid. Fuck it off. Fabian Delph did an interview with Villa and then left a week after. Come on, man. What are we doing here? That means nothing, man. Steve, Rodrygo's on a falling out with the club. He's not staying. If he doesn't go City, he's going Arsenal. Yeah, I think he's definitely leaving. I think he definitely wants to leave.
I mean, what would have made the most sense would be Bayern not wasting all that money on Luis Diaz and buying Rodrygo.
I know.
Wouldn't have that been a perfect signing for all parties? They would need they need that player a lot more than City needs that sort of player. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Maybe I don't know.
I think Luis Diaz is one of the most overrated players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's insane.
And yeah, bro, I'm with you. I said that. I said it when this whole Rodrygo thing was coming out. I said, Bayern, go and get him. But all the Bayern fans are fuming at the moment. Do you chat? What's that guy called on Twitter who done the Verts news? Bayern X or something. Bayern One or Bayern Space. Some account on Twitter, right? He was the guy who basically like leaked everything regarding Bayern. Basically, he was one of the first ones that come out and said Bayern Munich have fucked up the Wirtz deal. Like, they're really, really pissed off the Wirtz family and that. And basically explained it in a massive tweet by saying, like, yeah, Bayern basically would got bare arrogant and started like putting all this stuff out in the press that Wirtz has agreed the deal and it's all done and all this kind of crap. And that really pissed off Leverkusen, because Leverkusen spoke to Wirtz and said, whenever you've made a decision, can you let us know first so we can like prepare ourselves, not find out in the media. And Wirtz's family felt that that was a mad like betrayal of trust to Wirtz, and had not even signed. And anyway, he was getting cooked for time saying, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, it come out that it was all true. And he's just tweeted like last week and basically saying Bayern are basically effed. Like, the club don't want to be a club that spends dough and competes for Champions Leagues anymore. They want to be this team that like buys younger players, develops them, farms the Bundesliga. But basically he's saying that he reckons Bayern could be done now for a while in terms of like the big European, because they're not. And then you look at the signings, bro, and you spot on, like Bayern Munich should have been all over that Rodrygo deal. All over it, man. And they've gone and got Diaz.
That's a step back.
And then you look at the defense. The defense is ass. I watched Bayern in that game against Inter Milan when they got knocked out, bro. And it was the defense that cost them the game. The defense is rubbish. And this is a thing, like, for me, Vinny Kompany, obviously, centre back, yeah. Is he not? I don't know what he's doing. Is he not looking at that defense and screaming at his board to say, this defense is trash? Go and get me some better defenders. This is literally the reason they got knocked out against Inter Milan. Is because the defense was dead. You know what I mean? Like, nothing else. So I don't know what's going on at Bayern, man, but they look like they're screwed, man. I can't even lie. Anyways, let's see what these chats are saying before we go. Big up. So yeah, exactly. They're signing Tar on a free. Like, that's decent as a squad backup, but should Jonathan Tar be a starter for Bayern Munich?
No.
Could he be a backup squad rotation player? Cool. Yeah, that's really good signing. But as a starter, nah, no way, man. Big up Toll says 100 million at PSG for what? Bale says Toll. Yeah. And big up Brand Hart, another 2-year member, man. Appreciate it, man. 2 years is crazy. If we keep Savio, can we get Rodrygo anyway? Is that too many foreign players? It probably won't happen, but that would be my preferred option.
It's too many foreign players, even if we sell Savio.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we need Ortega to leave, innit? Once Ortega leaves, would that be enough? That'd be okay.
No.
Isn't it?
No, we need Ortega to leave.
Yeah.
So let's say Savio leaves.
Yeah.
We need, and Rodrygo comes in. We need Ortega to leave. We need Echeverry to leave. We need Naipan to leave. Yeah. And we need one more player to leave. Otherwise, someone's missing out for the Champions League registration.
Kovacic or Gundogan, isn't it?
You'd assume so, but that would have to be a thing. Yeah.
Kovacic definitely. Or Gundogan or Akanji gets told that he's 6th choice and he decides actually he wants to leave.
Sure. Yeah. So a minimum one more outgoing would have one more non-homegrown outgoing would have to happen. It looks like, again, we don't know, anything can change, but Kovacic is apparently now staying at the club. So if that's the case, you'd probably be looking to Gundogan, wouldn't you?
Why did we reject Saudi Arabia? Sam Lee apparently confirmed it in his podcast again yesterday and said City were offered a bid from Saudi Arabia for Kovacic and turned it down.
I don't know. I think that's mental, but it sounds like Pep wanted to keep him as well. So I think that's a mistake. I think that Pep's made an error there personally.
Well, Kovacic might have done, but Sam Lee's saying City rejected the bid.
Yeah, because if you say to a player, right, this bid's come in, there is no future for you at this club. So, like, if you stay, like, look at the players coming in. We've got Nico Gonzalez, we've got Reinders, blah, 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 blah. There is no space for you. So we recommend you take it. Chances are he's probably going to take it, isn't he? Because he's going to see the writing on the wall and go, well, I don't want to sit here and do nothing all season. So if the club were not saying push him out, but if they were to encourage such a move, then it might become irrelevant whether Kovacic initially doesn't want to go. It's the fact that the club have also signed off on, allegedly, that move not happening. Bizarre to me. Bizarre. Makes no sense from a squad building perspective. Makes no sense from a non-homegrown perspective either.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Don't get
cool.
it.
Sweet. All right, and big up, man. Big up, chat. We'll be live again tonight. Hugh's coming on. I get the stream scheduled in a bit. See what Hugh's saying. Nobbins is going to the gym, pumping some iron, and then he's going to be live as well. Do you know what you're doing, bro? Like,
I don't, but I spent yesterday talking about my concerns with Rodrygo if he was coming off the left, and people still didn't really understand. So I might do like a tactics board stream to show people visually what I mean, because some people still won't understand. I don't know if I was communicating it poorly, but people didn't understand what I was saying. So I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be good though, either way.
Yeah,
I might be around 3-ish, a bit later than usual because I want to go to the gym.
Yeah, we got to go gym, guys, isn't it? Good for the health and that.
Gonna make those gains.
Health is wealth, chat. You know what I mean? But yeah, big up to you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Final takeaway is don't believe the post coming out at the moment that the Savio deal is off. That's been Savio just raided. I was just set it up to raid Savio. I don't know. Yeah, big up Savio, man, for the raid. Big up the Spurs fans. Yeah, don't believe the news that's coming out this morning about Savio to Spurs being off. That's been misquoted. City want the fee. The fee's probably going to be 60 million. The question is, do Spurs pay 60 million quid for Savio? That's the question. If they do, Savio goes. Then it's a case of who do we get? Is it Rodrygo? Is it Xavi Simons? I don't think it's going to be Xavi Simons. I think it probably is going to be Rodrygo, but we'll see. It's all about Spurs. I think this whole thing now is a domino, and we're waiting for Spurs to just, knock the first one over. Are Spurs going to go in and get him? I don't know. Are they going to pay the money? We'll see.
I think they
will. Yeah, man. Yeah, big up to you guys. Smash the likes. Big up to you. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, people.